My name is Aladike. I was the only child of my parents. The day I was born should have been one of the happiest days of their lives. But in a family that desperately wanted a son, my arrival was met with more silence than celebration. Growing up, I often felt the weight of expectations I could never meet. I wasn't the son my parents had hoped for, and although they loved me, I always sensed the disappointment they tried to hide. As the years passed, poverty found its way into our home. My father's business struggled. Money became scarce. Every day seemed harder than the last. Still, I loved school. Education became my escape. It was the one place where I felt my future could be different from my present. Then one evening, everything changed. I overheard my parents talking. My father could no longer afford my school fees. My mother suggested I learn a skill and get married. At least a husband could take care of me. I stood outside the room, frozen. For the first time, I realized nobody was coming to save my future. I would have to save it myself. That night, I cried until my pillow was soaked. But somewhere between the tears and the heartbreak, a fire was born inside me. I promised myself that I would become somebody, not to prove anyone wrong, but to prove to myself that my life mattered, that I mattered. When I told my parents I wanted to become a fashion designer, they laughed. Fashion. To them, it sounded like another unrealistic dream. But for the first time in my life, I refused to listen. I found a local tailor and begged her to take me as an apprentice. The tailoring shop was small and crowded. The sewing machines were old. The work was exhausting, but I loved every second of it. While others rushed home, I stayed behind to practice. While others complained, I paid attention. Every stitch felt like a step toward freedom. Years later, I completed my training and opened a tiny fashion studio. The room was small, the equipment was basic, the customers were few, but it was mine. For the first time, I wasn't building someone else's dream, I was building my own. Slowly, people began to notice my work. One customer became two, two became 10, then 10 became hundreds. My designs started attracting successful women, business executives, and socialites. People no longer asked who I was, they knew. The little girl nobody believed in was becoming a respected designer. Then one day, everything changed again. At an international fashion exhibition, a fashion executive stopped at my stand. He studied my work carefully, asked questions, and before leaving, handed me his business card. A few weeks later, I received an invitation for an international collaboration. I read the email 3 times before I believed it. Years of sacrifice were finally opening doors I had only dreamed about. Soon, my designs were walking international runways as I sat in the audience watching models wear creations I had once sketched in old notebooks. I could hardly believe it. The same girl people wanted to marry off was now being recognized around the world. But no matter how successful I became, I never forgot where I came from. My parents were still struggling, so I paid their debts, bought them a beautiful home, and made sure they never worried about money again. One evening, my father sat beside me. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Then he looked at me and said something I will never forget. He told me he had spent years wishing for a son, but everything the family had today was because of me. For the first time, I saw pride in his eyes, not disappointment, not regret, pride. Years later, while attending an international fashion summit, I met Michael Smith. Michael was successful, respected, and known throughout the industry, but what caught my attention wasn't his success, it was his character. He listened, he encouraged, and unlike many people, he never felt threatened by my ambition. Friendship turned into love, love turned into marriage, and together we built a global fashion empire. Michael never tried to dim my light. He never asked me to become smaller. Instead, he helped me become even greater. Life felt complete. My parents were comfortable. My career was thriving. I had married the love of my life. From the outside, it seemed like I had everything, but deep in my heart, one concern never truly left me. I was my parents' only child. The DK name, the same name my father had spent years worrying about, would end with me. It wasn't something I talked about often, but every now and then, the thoughts would slip into my conversations with Michael. Sometimes I would mention it casually, other times I would find myself thinking about it alone, late at night. I have made peace with many things in my life, but that was the one thing I could never completely let go of. Then one day, Michael surprised me in a way I never saw coming. Then one anniversary evening, he gave me a gift I never expected. I opened a beautiful wrapped box. Inside were official documents. At first, I didn't understand what I was looking at. Then I saw it. Michael Smith DK. He had added my family name to his own. I looked at him in disbelief. Before I could speak, he told me to keep reading. The next document explained everything. Our future children will carry the surname Smith DK. The DK name will continue, not through a son my parents never had, but through the daughter they almost overlooked. I could barely hold my tears. When I asked Michael why he had done it, his answer touched my heart forever. He said, the DK name helped shape the woman I fell in love with. He deserves to live on. At the moment, I understood something important. True love doesn't erase your identity, it honors it. Today, Michael Smith DK and I stand proudly with our 3 children, 2 boys, 1 girl, all carrying the Smith DK name. Together, we built more than a fashion brand. We built a legacy of resilience, a legacy of love, a legacy that reminds the world that sometimes the child people overlook becomes the one who changes everything.